What's up everyone, StreetSkier95 here. Today I'm not doing a spot history video, I'm doing something a little different. I will be watching some of the best street skiing parts of all time. I posted a question on my Instagram story the other day asking you guys what were your favorite parts of all time. A lot of you need to know the difference between a movie and a part. I specifically asked for parts, and a lot of you guys were listing me full movies, like people were saying the 86, Formula, Zoot Space. Those are full movies, so I'm really looking for an actual video part. So today I got 18 video parts in my list. I took all the answers pretty much that you guys gave me. I left off the real ski video part. That will be for a separate video where I will be ranking only the real ski videos. So there's a lot more parts that could be on this list. At first I wanted to do something like really thought out, but I'm doing it more on the fly. So here's my list. I've got 18 video parts. I got the year it came out, the position in the movie. So if it's first part, last part, if it's somewhere in the middle, or if it's a solo internet part. And then I did a little, so I'm gonna rank them all and give them a score. So I'm gonna do overall impression, technicality, Nyar factor, how big the skier goes, creativity, spots, and also the song. The music is really important in a video part. It can make or break the part. So, and after that, I put a little formula in my Excel sheet, and it's gonna add up all the scores, and we will see at the end who is the big winner. Alright, so let's start off with the first part, Dave Crichton and Forward by Level 1. This part came out in 2003. It's the first part of the movie, so let's go. Obviously the song, great song, I have it on my Spotify playlist. Dave Crichton, one of the best skiers of all time. He could do it all, and he's from Ottawa. I'm from Quebec, so obviously there's a hometown, not quite hometown, but factor, but yeah. So here, claiming at what time of the day he got the clip, I think it's pretty sick. Fuck it, in 2003, you could do stuff like that. You could get away with claiming at what time and how many clips you got in a day. Simpler times. Yeah, so I really like that he's putting the date and the hour of all these clips. And really nice spots, really natural spots. So just here like a front two into like a snowbank that was clearly pushed by the snowplow. Big kink rail, lots of different rails. Whoop, just stopping in front of the wall. So just a really natural part, like hitting the spots that you come by and just hitting as much spots as you can. And just great style, classic style. Personally, big fan of Dave Crichton. And here, whoop, he bails. And now the street part is over, because the next section is a full park segment. And we're gonna keep it street today. So we're gonna stop it here. Pretty short part, not because it's short that it's not as good. Honestly, like for 2003, that part is crazy. Like good spots, just lots of speed, lots of power. Yeah, so let's put a score on this. So overall impression, let's put like a 8.5. A tech. Was he going tech? Oh, he's pretty tech for that time, because like he's doing both ways switch lip at some point. Yeah, here, both ways switch lip. The lip is big, but it's 2003. Switch tail butter. So tech, I'd say maybe like a, not super tech, so maybe like a, let's give like a 6. The first part to rank, so it's pretty hard. Nyar factor, let's give like a 8. For the time, no, let's give like a 7. I feel like it's gonna be a safe score, and we'll see at the end like who ranks up at first. Creativity, I think I'm gonna give it a 9, because, well, he keeps it pretty classic, but he's doing like a creeper. Where is it? Yeah, he's doing a creeper right here. I don't know, let me know in the comments what you think about like this clip here. Is it creative for that time? I'd say yes. Is the part worth a 9? I'm gonna keep it at 8. I'm gonna go with a safe score. Let's say spots, there's a good variety of spots. Maybe like an 8. And the song is great. The song is really great. Personally, it's my type of music, like punk, popish, pop punk, more punk from early 2000. Really hits the spot for me. Yeah, fuck it. Let's not think too much about it. I'd say the song, I'll give it a 8.8. So Dave Crichton, total score 46.3. And total score on 100, 77.17. So I think that's a pretty fair score. It's the first part that we're ranking, so it's a good thing the score is not like 92 or something. Next up, we've got Andy Partridge in Zoot Space. Zoot Space, obviously, fucking classic, modern classic. I've watched this thing a lot when it came out, so much that my girlfriend couldn't handle me watching Zoot Space. I was watching it a bit too much for a 26-year-old guy. So Andy Partridge, one of the most underrated skiers of all time for sure. Goes fast, goes big. If you don't like Andy Partridge skiing, there's something wrong with you. Starting off with some good bells. Great song, another great song. It helps for the song when you don't have music rights, obviously, these days. Like Zoot Space, there's The Cure, there's all big songs in the video. Yeah, that clip, Keegan Kilbride somehow didn't know that that had been done before. Yeah, that part is fucking great. Like both ways, 2 on here. Switch blender, whatever you want to call it, doesn't see shit. Keeps it simple here. Nice switch lift to switch into the tranny. Just as good as the first time I saw it. Doesn't even touch the closeout here. Wall ride to ledge. Great spot selection. Just only guy in Zoot Space with poles too. Just fun fact. Yeah, that part is really good. We've got a little cameo here from Tuka Hori, if I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, that part is fucking sick. We've got Harold here. That's the little cameo section. Andy Partridge again. That part is fucking sick. That trick was so good that Keegan Kilbride did it again. Yeah, that part is really sick, and it ends here, but let's not, that's the last trick of the part, but we can't really, we have to play the ender of the whole movie, which is just a 0 spin over some, how many stairs is that? Like, I don't know, probably like a 40 stairs, a double set, like a 20 flat 20. Something like that. Like, that clip is nuts. No snow anywhere, no helmet, 0 spin to flat. It's completely insane. Yeah, so as I said, we're ranking off these parts on top of my head. I've watched these parts numerous times. Tonight I'm just watching them once. I've got 18 parts to go through, and I've been standing in front of my computer all day doing my 9-to-5 job. So Andy Partridge, Zoot Space. Overall impression. Fuck, that part is really good. Quality, no, there's a good amount of clips in there. Like, I'd say like all quality clips, like for sure. I don't know if he got more clips and they cut it down, or if he strictly does bangers. Definitely like a good mix of quality and quantity. Overall impression, I'll give him like 8.9. Tech, he's getting pretty tech, like both ways, 2 on to like a natural butter 2 on. Lip 4, I'd say he's getting pretty tech. He's like a tech-nar guy. So let's say like, let's give 2 8.5s. Let's see at the end what the total comes up to. It's a bit hard to just go like that. Creativity, fuck. Yeah, is he getting that creative with the spots? Creativity, it's a hard one. Is he getting creative? Yeah, wall into the down, flat down. It's like creative with, but like still classic. It's not super creative, so I'd say maybe like creativity, fuck it, let's give it like a 7. Good spots, the spots are really good, there's no bad spots in there. I could almost go Fuck it, let's go a 9 for spots. And the song is really good. I'll give a 7 for the song. It's not my favorite song in Zoot space, but overall, Andy Partridge scores higher than Dave Crichton. Right now, he's at 81.5. Alright, next part, Keegan Kilbride. Yeah, Keegan and Eat the Guts. Alright, let's go. This part is quick, but it's full of bangers, full of energy. Yeah, that clip doesn't even make sense still to this day. Like, how high is the drop on the other side? Switch nose under, fuck the safety. That clip is pure madness. Yeah, this part is sick. It's like pretty quick, all bangers. Yeah. Not much to say, honestly. Like, the clips, they speak for themselves. Like, and it's all filmed in Saguenay, in Chicoutimi, up in Quebec. I think he filmed this part in one trip. There's also some Quebec City spots, but it's mostly Chicoutimi. And it's mostly like there's this one area called La Pulperie in Chicoutimi. It's like an old abandoned fort or some shit, and like a lot of clips are from there. Yeah, so fuck. He was really hungry in that part. That clip is a bit sketchy, but fuck it, he took an early bail. I don't think he could have gotten it much better. Yeah, just destroying Quebec spots, like, fuck. Yeah, really destroying those Quebec spots. Fuck. Yeah, that version of Keegan, like, in that era, like, fuck, super hungry, super aggressive. One of the best of all time, probably. Enormous slip 2. Replay. Yeah, that part is sick. Like, is it one of the best parts of all time? I don't know, because it's hard to say. Like, sometimes like a good quick part, well edited in the middle of a video can be like super sick and get you hyped. Whether like usually when you think of like one of the best parts of all time, you think of like longer, more drawn out parts, or like a opener or ender in the video. So maybe you wouldn't think of this one, but I think it was super sick. Like, fast pace, song is good. I'd say overall impression, maybe like a good 8.6. Again, there's no science between those scores. I'm going from what's at the top of my head. Was he tech? I'd say he was tech fair amount. Was he more tech than Andy Partridge? Yeah, probably, because of this switch nose under. So 8.8 for tech. Yeah, Gnar, he wasn't as Gnar as Andy Partridge, I think. So maybe let's go, because there's some big spots, but the part came out in 2017. I'd say, no, fuck it. He was Gnar, because he did the transfer here. And then this thing is super Gnar, so I'll give him, yeah, fuck it. I'll give him a 9 for Gnar factor. Creativity, I'll give him like Andy Partridge, like a 7. I think these guys are pretty comparable, like creativity-wise. The spots, good Quebec spots and Chicoutimi spots, classic spots, but with like a little twist. I'd say spots maybe like a 7.5. The song, fuck it, 7.5 also. The song was really good. Worked really well with the editing. I could for sure put editing in another category, but I think it'll fall under song. Yeah, so I think this is taking a bit longer than I thought, so I'll trim it down because I have 2 Keegan parts. So video part by Keegan, we'll take it off for tonight. Clayton, we'll keep just Clayton Mutiny. Yeah, we'll keep Cam Riley Network, because I think honestly, I think Cam Riley Network is probably his best part. It's my favorite part from Cam Riley. Yeah, so next up, Magnus and Les. That part is crazy. 2 minutes, 16 seconds, but that's all you need, honestly. Straight to the point. Yeah, that part is so good. I remember when I saw it, like... Magnus had just won Super Unknown in 2013. Came out with this part the next year. That switch too is so good. Up the top, like little roof over a door to down rail, like fuck, that's still good to this day. That part could come out today and people would lose it just as much. Like obviously his style is more 2014, like really baggy, wearing all black. Me, I'd say it's probably my favorite version of Magnus. I think his style is the best now, but after that his style is more out there. Wow, yeah, that clip is sick. Front swap to flat. Yeah, that part is so good. Like, such a good part. I wonder how long he filmed for that part. Like, it's definitely a few trips. It's like some stuff filmed at home in Sweden. There looks to be there's some Minnesota footage, so a trip to Minnesota, but a lot of it is home footage. Yeah, that's part. The song works so well with the skiing, the editing, and the song. They work so well together. Really good part. Magnus, again, he won Real Ski in 2017, one of the GOATs. I think he's really clean too in that part, because there's some clip of Magnus sometimes, like, it seems like he doesn't really redo his tricks. He likes it like how it comes out, like he's a more spontaneous guy, but in here his style is really like proper and like all the clips are super good. Yeah, this could score pretty high, I'd say. I'll say the song, one of the best songs so far. I'll give it a 9 for the song. Better than Dave Crichton's song. Dave Crichton's song is really fucking good. It's my cup of tea, personally. Because the song really works well with the editing. So I'll put like 8.6 for the song. The spots are really good. Is it the best spot so far? I give a 9 to Andy Partridge for spots, eh? Maybe like a 8.5 for spots. Creativity, yeah, it's up there. Probably the most creative part so far. Like the tree, inside of the tree to the down double elbow rail at the end, I'll say a 8.8. Nyar factor, not as gnarly as Keegan, I don't think. As gnarly as Andy Partridge, maybe like, let's give an 8 for Gnar factor. Tech, pretty tech, with like the nose butter lip too. But again, Keegan was pretty tech too. So maybe like give 8.6. Let's see at the end what the scores give. Overall impression. Is it the best part so far? Is it better than Andy Partridge? Let's give like a 8.7 overall impression. That would be the highest score so far at 85.33. I feel like we're in X Games. Like total score 85.33. All right, so let's keep it moving. Next up, Thomas Woodley in Zoot Space. This guy was pretty unknown when this part came out. I remember he had some clips in Stain by Oliver Oblitzel. That's his first real part, and it's pretty fucking insane. If that's your first part, you're really fucking good. That part is sick. It's something else. It's really like, I could see some people maybe not liking that part as much, but at the same time, like at the time this part came out, I feel like people were getting there. Like if you were watching like a Vishnu video in like 2014, you might hate it, but I feel like that type of skiing like has been done quite a bit, where like people were ready to see like a good part with like that type of skiing, where it's more like up to interpretation. Like this guy obviously, like, he watched a bunch of Trash Party videos, some bunch videos, like it's a mix of all that like underground skiing of the late 2010, mid 2010s to late 2010s. That part is really good. This song goes really well, and like he falls at the end of the clip. There's a lot of like little details that make the part better, I think. That clip is really good, and then he does it again, just 180 to switch. Yeah, there's a lot of little details in that part. Obviously, people will remember it because he's breaking tables. I think it's sick. Breaking stuff is cool. I like it. I like when people break stuff. He just jumps into the bush, hand drags the rail. Little cameo here from Skirt Skirt Swerve. Nollie 180 down the stairs. Really good spot variety here. Like, good creativity. I think this part is really creative, low-key. Like, some really creative stuff. A little cameo by Cal Carson. Another cameo. Yeah, that part is really creative. That clip is fucked. Like, there's... Yeah, it's flat. No, there's like... He put like a little... Like, little lip. It's still pretty flat. Yeah, that clip is sick. Super sick. And he falls into the trees, breaks a table. This guy doesn't give a fuck. This clip is super sick. It had been done on a snowboard before, but it's still a really good clip. And obviously the ender that everyone remembers. Always good to have a memorable ender trick to your video part. That video part is really good. Thomas Woodley, first real actual part. This guy came out swinging. Like, this part is sick. Like, this part is pretty sick. Yeah, Thomas Woodley, this part is sick. Like, creativity, I'll score it. Like, I'll give it a 9.2. Like, very creative part. The spots are up there too. I'll put the same as Andy Partridge for spots. The song works well with the part. There's two songs. Yeah, it's for sure a mix of song. Yeah, there's like the first song. Is it sort of two songs or it's the same song that just switches? So yeah, this song, maybe no, fuck it. This song I'll put like a 6. It's a good song. It works well with the part, but it's... Is it better than Andy Partridge song? Oh, fuck it. I'll just put a 6. For the song, but it does work well with the part. Like, it works really well, but it's not as good as, like, there's much better song that have been used, but for that part I think it was the right choice. So still I'll put a 6, because if I put, like, he already has 2 9s, like, he's gonna be up there. Gnar factor, no, it's pretty gnarly. Like, at the end, into the wall. It's hard to come up with a score on the top of my head, but fuck it. For tonight, I'll put like a good 8.5. And tech, pretty tech. Is he tech? No, he's pretty tech. Like, there's tricks, like, this trick is hard. Like, end drag, touching the pole, coming down 270, landed pretty perfect. Is he tech? Tech is hard to judge because, like, there's like classic tech, which is like switch up, lip 2-ons and stuff like that, and he's more like creative, stony tech. I don't know how to call it. Is he tech? Fuck it. Let's just put 8 for tech. And overall impression 8.5, and he ranks at 82. I think that's a fair score. He ranks at 82. Yeah, that's a fair score. Around the same as Andy Partridge. Yeah, that's a fair score. Up next, we've got Clayton, Vila, and Mutiny. This one ranks high, one of the top parts of all time, like top 3, probably top 3 parts of all time. I did an article back in the day on New Schoolers, and I had it ranked at number 2, and the only reason was because the number 1 was my favorite skier, which I've put the part in the list, but I think Clayton, Vila, that part is just so good. Like, came out in 2013. Everyone remembers that quote. Clayton is going fast. He's going real fast. I'm telling you, like, fast. First clip, completely nuts. Like, yeah, like, yeah, one of the best parts of all time. Like, the song, the way it's edited, like the tricks, like keeps its classic, goes fast, like it goes really fast, just like Charlie Owens said. Just good spots, classic spots. That part, everyone remembers that part. Clayton had just gotten on Monster and he wanted to do something memorable, I think. So he got a monster girl to pull the to film second angle at the spot. I think it's pretty sick, honestly. Fuck it, why not? You're on Monster. Yeah, the spots are really Step 2013. Lots of trannies, but I feel like the peak for trannies for Step was the 86. In that spot, he's going like, he has He's watching snowboarding for sure, because that trick had been done before, the year before, by Jed Anderson, and he's doing a lot of 270 on, 450 on, just like snowboarders would do in the streets, which I think is really sick. Like, it keeps it classic with the fisheye too. Clayton Vila, one of the best street skiers of all time, no doubt. Not even. I don't know why I'm saying this, because it's obvious. So yeah, this part is still good to this day. Like, film good, good song, good tricks, no bad clips. Just a great part. I think that low-key, that might be my favorite trick of the part. That clip is nuts. Like, if you don't, like, the ledge is as high as the closeout, the other ledge closeout. He has to pop higher. Like, he popped over the ledge and shifty. Like, you can see the way he skis, he's just at the top of his game. Like, he like has no fear, just knows exactly what he does. Like, I really like it when you can see that the guy is at the top of his game in the way that he skis. And that's exactly what Clayton is doing here. We're witnessing a master at work. No, but seriously, like, yeah, like the speed and the confidence that he has approaching the features, like that switchtail too, is crazy. Knees to the face, doesn't even care. Yeah, that's that shit right there. That part is still so good. Wall to another wall to tranny. Well, more like wall to tranny, but fuck yeah. That part is sick. Only thing I'd have to say about that part is the last clip is not... It's big and gnarly, but it's not like what I like the most about the part. Like, the last clip, it makes sense because, like, with all the fog, it looks cool and it's really fucking big. But it's not my favorite clip of the part. So I'd say that's the only thing I have to say pretty much about the part, because it's a perfect part. Like, it's a perfect part, perfectly edited. So Clayton, Mutiny, overall impression, fuck it, like a 9.4. Tech, he's got the right 4 in there. The NAR factor, I'd say maybe like a 9 for NAR. A Tech, 8.5. Creativity, it's not really, like, Clayton Vila is not that creative. Like, that's not what he's going for, and I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, if you're usually you're creative or you're gnarly, it's like the guys that are creative, it's because they are not as gnarly as the NAR guys. So I'd say creativity, like, yeah, like a 7. The spots are really good, like classic spots. Are they creative spots? No, but the spots are really good. Like, I'd say 8.7 for spots. Then the song, if I put 8 for the song, total 84.33, fuck it, let's put it higher. 9 for the song, and then, yeah, he's scoring a bit low because he's at like 86. And then, oh, Magnus is at 85. Clayton, I'd say Clayton would be more at like 87, so maybe like a, yeah, fuck it, let's leave it at that. I think that's a fair score. 86, a bit higher than Magnus in less. Yeah, those two parts are pretty legendary. So yeah, I think that's a fair score. All right, next up, Alex Hackel, Eat the Guts. A lot of people said, their answer was that part. Yeah, that part is super good. Switchtails 2 to start it off. And then he'll go into switch right 2 on the big gap to down in Montreal. And just, yeah, right here. Starting off really strong. Really good song too. The song is really good, but it's an English person that chose a French song, and that always taints the type of song that an English person would choose when it's a French song. Like me, I'm French, and I think that song is really sick, but I wouldn't necessarily choose the same song, if that makes any sense. Like, but I don't think what I'm saying is making that much sense, because the song is really good and it fits really well with the skiing and with the all-white outfit. Yeah, that part, and he was pretty young too. I think he was like 19 or 20 when he filmed that part. He was pretty young. Maybe I'm wrong, but he was young. Yeah, that part is really good. Unnatural 2 on a flat rail to tranny. The filming is top tier. The filmers from AG Skis, Liam McKinley and what's that other guy's name? I am blanking on the other guy's name, but their filming is impeccable. This part is really good. Banana slide. Mostly filmed in Quebec, like pretty much all filmed in Quebec. Maybe there's Boston spots. Right lip 2 on the red ledge with a little dab at the end. A good line here with a hand drag 360 at a classic Chicoutimi spot that we saw a lot. That area we saw it a lot in Keegan's part. Ollie over the back 2. Cork 7 Japan. You should get bonus points for a jump trick in a street part. Those are pretty rare. Back 2, tranny into the wall. Yeah, that part is really good. Lots of the spots, maybe that's where he would score a bit lower, because those spots they were in a lot of snowboard videos back then. Like that spot, I remember it's in a Keep the Change video, snowboard video, if I remember correctly. The spots are really good, but they like the creativity. Like that spot was done a lot over the fence. He was the first skier to do it, but a lot of snowboarders had done it. So I'd say maybe that's where I would maybe like take off a few points would be for the spots, but for the time for skiing, those were great spots. Like it was a great idea to do snowboard spots in 2017 because not many people were doing it, and it was changing a bit the way people were approaching street, if that makes sense. But yeah, that part is super good. All the parts in there are super good. But I'm ranking them, so I gotta find a way to maybe take off a few points for some guys. So maybe spots. There were a lot of famous Quebec spots. So maybe I'll say it's just like a 7 for spots. The song was great as a French guy. I don't know if I would choose. I don't know if the song sounds as sick for a French guy as for an English guy, but the song is really good, obviously. So maybe like, yeah, 8.8. I don't know. Those scores are not a strict science. Creativity, I'd put like same as for spots. I'm scoring it a bit low, I think. Tech, he was pretty tech. Opening, switch tails 2, and then switch right tails 2. He had unnatural 2 into tranny. He was pretty tech. Ollie or Wally on the close-in. I'd say he was pretty tech. 8.6. Nar. No, he wasn't as Nar as Clayton. He wasn't as Nar as Magnus. So maybe like a 7.5. Overall impression, like this song really blends together with the skiing, with a white outfit, with the DVX 100 and the fisheye. I'd say overall impression he scores. He has a good score. 79, I think that's a fair score. Yeah, 79 is a fair score. And it's Alex Hackel had a bunch of good parts after that. Like he was only like 19 or 20 when he filmed that, I'm pretty sure. And he had like he had those insane rail skis. So I think that's a fair score. Next up we've got Janila Full Boast. I put the year 2016, but it came out, yeah, it says in the description, recap of 2014, 2015. So it's all his footage from the Finito movie from the bunch. That part is fucking sick with the Black Sabbath song. That song had been used by Braden Safransky in Baker 3. Yes, legendary skateboard video. Go watch that if you've never seen Baker 3. It's one of the greatest sports video of all time. This is a weird thing to say. I watched that part twice the other night when it's Garrett Whaley that put it in the answer. And yeah, that part is fucking sick. Really aggressive style and raw. That nollie is so good. Yeah, the skiing really goes well with this song. Yeah, that part is something. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's his last part too, like Janila Jens Nilsson, if I'm correct, is his full name. He's the one who edited ON3P3, the ON3P vid that's filmed all in Mount Hood. Yeah, so I think that's his last part. He just got out with a bang. There's a little park section in there. We're gonna let it roll. I'm probably gonna cut it off. But yeah, there's a little park section. Alright, so park section is coming to an end. And we're getting back... Yeah, I think we're getting back to the street right here with the Black Sabbath song starting again. Yep, that clip is fucking sick. Yeah, that part is really good, and like the spot selection, like I can see a lot of like, I don't know, like, yeah, that, what the fuck, man. I can see a lot of influence from that part in like videos nowadays, in like child labor videos or like Zoot Space. Like it came out in 2015, but like the spots selection and like the way it's filmed, it's like, I don't know, it feels like modern, or like it feels like it feels like that part has influenced a lot of people. And that is where I think from now on it's just, well, it's been bangers from the first clip onwards, but now like with this song, it just fits so good. It's really well edited. The song had been used before in a skateboard video, but that song is so good, fuck it, use it again. Yeah, the slow-mos to like show all the little details and the tricks. Yeah, that part is very, very sick. His nollies, nollie to nose press. His nollies are very precise. That blunt is sick, and he is gonna do back two. Yeah, blunt back two. Second one of the part. Oh yeah, that, and then the next clip. I didn't see it coming. The next clip the other day, I was like, woof! Tail tap the last block. Lots of swag in that part. Yeah, that part is fucking sick. This song is getting me hyped. Nollie lip 2 on a quad king. Who does that? Who can do a nollie lip 2 onto a quad king? Not many people. And then that clip, yeah, that ender is just next level. He does it to switch and then hand drag to rail slide to forward. That ender is next level, and then fuck yeah. His filmer just says, or the homie just says, fuck yeah. So yeah, that part was really good, and it's pretty long too. For sure there's this park segment in the middle, but yeah, that part was super sick. So overall impression, I'm gonna give it a 9.1. Tech, he was really tech with like the, I'm gonna give it an 8.9. The nollie lip 2, the hand drag to rail slide to forward. Gnar factor wasn't the biggest spots, like not as big as some other guys, so maybe it's just like a 8. Yeah, so Gnar factor 8. Creativity, that part was really creative, especially for 2015. Is it more creative than Thomas Woodley in Zoot Space? Yeah, it's more creative, I'd say, like 9 point, fuck it, 9.4. Oh, that part is gonna score high. And the song, well, the song had been used in Baker 3. It was obviously like an homage to that part, or maybe he's a big Black Sabbath fan. I don't know. The song was really sick. Was it an original song choice? not necessarily, but the song was really sick. I'll give it like a 8.7 for the song. And spots were really good. If I give it a 9, oh fuck, it comes up in first place. Meh, it's not better than Clayton and Mutiny, no. I scored it too high. That part I scored it too high. Clayton and Mutiny should score higher than that. Where did I fuck up for Clayton? I'm gonna give a 9 to Clayton in tech. And NAR factor, I'm gonna give Clayton like a 9.5 in NAR. In NAR factor, it boosts up his part to 87. And then Janila, because Janila full boss is not better than Clayton Mutiny, I don't think. Maybe, is it better? Let me know in the comments. I don't think Janila full boss is better than Clayton and Mutiny, but who knows? Who knows? Let's leave it like that. All right, next up we've got Tom Warnick, RIP, and Charlie Owens in Network. This part, this tease is unmatched. No, honestly, like Gibberish Hoodie, 2010, Ninth Ward skis. What more could you ask for? Simpler times where you could... It was all about who was the most thug. No, but honestly, like watching that, it's it hits the right spot. Hits a soft spot. Tom Warnick, unmatched tees, like a really lazy style and a bit sloppy-ish sometimes, like little shuffle here and there. Definitely not a perfect style, but lots of flavor, lots of flavor. As I said, these parts, like I went off you guys' suggestions, what you guys answered to my story. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to keep the channel more updated because the spot history videos, they take a lot of time and I will need to put out more content if I want to do a real YouTube channel. Yeah, so I think he waxed the outside of the ledge on that spot. That's why Clayton stuck and just fell to the bottom. Yeah, just no landing, backflip off. Dub swap, another dub swap to 270 out, landed on the tail, but I like the little swerve or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that part is really good, like... yeah, and now we're up to Charlie Owens. Charlie Owens, I'm pretty sure that's his first, those are his first street clips. In a step movie, for sure. Definitely, probably not his first street clips ever. This song is so good, like, fits perfectly with their skiing. I have vivid memories of seeing that movie for the first time at IF3. And me and my friends, we were so down, like, peak golden era, like, tall tees, like, wanting to look like a thug, like, yeah, few part clips. There's a few spring clips, but that part is just really good. I don't think it's definitely not one of the best street parts of all time, but it reflects an era of skiing that is gone and that a lot of people cherish. A lot of people like the golden era of skiing, and at the end it wasn't really street, but yeah, that part is super good. I think I will score it pretty low though, like it doesn't score as high as the other parts. It's a really good part, hits a soft spot, it's the nostalgia, lots of nostalgia in that part. I'd say the song is perfect. Beamer Benz Bentley. Yeah, that song is really good. I give it 8.8 for the songs. The spots, I feel like they just hit the spots that were there around, they lived in Denver, these guys, so they just hit the spots that were there. Maybe like a 7.5 for spots. Creativity, I don't know, like a 7.5. NAR factor, yeah, there's some pretty good 180 off of drops. I'll just give 7.5 again. Tech, a 6, but overall impression, that part, like, it's a really natural part. It's like, it was what was going on at that time, like tugged out, tall tees, acting like a G, like it's just what was going on at that time. Yeah, it's the lowest score so far, but because it's not one of the best parts, but I think it was someone suggested it. I think it's Kale that suggested it, and good suggestion. It's a great part. It just shows that like you don't have to have the gnarliest part or want to make an epic part to have a good part. It was just these guys just went out to film, and that's how they dressed. That's the type of music I'm sure they were listening to, and that what makes a good part. Next up, Will Wesson, Partly Cloudy. That part, I'd say it's my favorite part of all time. I will try to score it as objectively as I can, or like don't be biased towards, because Will Wesson is my favorite skier. He's been my favorite skier for a long time, and that part is just insane. He has lots of clips, lots of creative stuff, lots of NBDs. The ender is fucked. The intro is funny with that guy. It's pretty much a perfect part. You start off with all four 270 on in a line. Who else can do that? Filmed really well too. Will Wesson, one of the goats. Yeah, that line is just too good. I wonder how many tries it took him. Every time I see an electric, I don't know how to call it in English, but every time I see one of those things, I think of that clip. Yeah, 450 off a branch, tree branch. Will Wesson just so creative, and really like he doesn't really bite anyone else's stuff. He comes up with his own ideas. That clip, obviously, Tom Wallisch cleared the rail the same year. Pretty sure it's on the same sesh, or maybe not. But yeah, Will Wesson very original. If I had an original category, he would score really high. But now I don't want to sound too biased, because of course I said he's my favorite skier. But yeah, I think this part is super sick. I think the song is good because of the part. It fits really well the part. I've listened to that song on my iPod a few times. It's really good for 2013. I'd say maybe the song, like I wouldn't choose a song like that if I were to edit my own part or someone's part, whatever. But it fits really well with his skiing. That line is so good. Obviously, it's K-Feds, but he did them in a line both ways, and he did them perfect. Is it better than Clayton in Mutiny? I don't know. Yeah, double front swap to flat. That is so fucked. Is it better than Clayton in Mutiny? It's very different. It's hard to compare. And then he does this gap to rail and to unnatural rail slide. Like Will Wesson, that's his unnatural way of sliding a rail. So that was super gnarly. And then front swap around the pole to an S rail. Yeah, that part is bonkers. And that transfer is just so good. Yeah, I think it's better than Clayton and Mutiny, honestly, because the ender is better than Clayton's ender. It's different. It's really different, but I think it's better. But as I said that Will Wesson is my favorite skier. So am I biased towards this part? You tell me. Tech. Yeah, that part was fucking tech. Like a 9.2 for tech. Spots, let's say a 9 for spots. This song, fuck it, like it works really well with the edit. But what song did I score 7.5? Like yeah, did I score Keegan's song low? I don't know, maybe a bit. I'll give Will like an 8 for this song. Creativity, like a 9. Gnar factor. Will is not the gnarliest skier. He did go big with the gap to unnatural rail slide. I'll give it like a 7.5 for Gnar, and overall impression like a 9 point. I give 9.4 to Clayton, like a 9.5 85, and it scores at 87, just under Clayton. And the part I got the highest score so far is Janila Full Boast. Fuck it, did I score Janila Full Boast too high? I don't know, it was really good with the Nollies and the Black Sabbath. I was really down. Alright, let's move on. We've got 5 parts left. Alright, next up we've got Shea Flynn and Charlie Owens in D86. I had to pull it up from my iTunes because on the internet I could only find both parts, but it's the same part, but they were split up, so whatever. That part, when it came out, man, like everyone at the local hill was mimicking the step guys. Like everyone had step tall tees, and I remember that song would play on the speakers in the snow park all the time. Shea Flynn, another skier that if you don't like Shea Flynn, I don't know what's, there's something wrong with you. Like how can you hate on Shea Flynn? Just a very manly skier with a lot of authority in his skiing. I think that clip is probably my favorite in the part. The sound on the when he lands on the electrical box. Yeah, that part is so good. I feel like I've been saying that a lot. That part's so good. But it really is. Shea Flynn, one of a kind. Yeah, that clip here is sick. It's probably first try because like the tranny just folds and he says, "Yeah, bitch." 180 on the down of the down flat down ledge. Pretty ahead of its time. Like people are doing 180 ons or switch 50 these days, but not that much back in the day. Yeah, those are not street clips, obviously, but a lot of parts have a bit of other footage than street. Yeah, that clip is fucked up. Like, what the fuck, man? Tranny was tiny on this. And arguably, Shea Flynn's best part is Mutiny. He has more clips. This part, he shares it with Charlie Owens. But I'd say this part is more influential. Like I remember like guys at the local hill dressing like exactly like that, with the snapback over the cagoule. Yeah, that front six is so sick, landing on the concrete. I like how he took off the snow just where he landed. There was snow on both sides still. Yeah, I'd say Charlie Owens is low-key, he's a bit underrated because he's had a few injuries, and so he only had a few parts. He's had injuries, but he's for sure underrated. Like, but not underrated. Like, a lot of people appreciated his style and his skiing back in the day, but I'd say like nowadays, if you talk about street skiers, maybe his name won't come up as much. But just great taste, good style, keeps it simple. Yeah, Charlie Owens. Nice to the switch. Nice. This clip I think is my favorite, like the front swap. Like not an easy rail to do front swap. Wesson did do it again, front swap underside in his real ski a few years later. Extra points for the cagoule. I don't know how to say cagoule in English. I'm blanking. Yeah, just really, wow. Yeah, nice ender, switch lip to nollie, lip to out. How does that part score though? Does that part score high? It probably scores more like the other shared part, Warnick and Owens. I'd say overall impression, when I saw it back in the day, I remember I was really hyped on that part. Maybe like a 8.6. The tech, not not really tech of a part, maybe the least tech of all the parts. Let's say maybe bump up. Dave Crichton was more tech for the time. Maybe bump up Dave Crichton and put them a 6 also. Nar. I'd say the spots were really good for that time and still for today. So 8.8. The song, fuck it, I'll give it a 9. Creativity and Nar factor, maybe like a... Is that part Nar? Have to watch it again, but I've been at it for a while, so maybe just put a 7 and a 7.6. 78. Yeah, I think that's a fair score. Alright, up next we've got Tom Wallisch in iTrip. That intro is so good. I really like that era of Tom Wallisch when he was cocky and he didn't give a shit to say stupid stuff in front of the camera.
Don't. No, I don't know. Yeah, don't.
Yeah, that clip is, I remember seeing it at IF3. 4 on to a double king is ridiculous. And then switch tails 2 onto a double king. We're in 2010. Those tricks are ridiculous. There's a lot of park shots in that segment, but someone suggested it, and I think it's... The clips, the street clips are fucked. Like the technicality of the tricks for that time and still for today are fucked. So yeah, the quality of the clips, like most people when they think of Tom Wallisch in level 1, they think of his refresh part, which I feel like the song is better edited, but the quality of the tricks in iTrip are better. Like the clips are fucked. Like pretty big drop on that rail. Like, and the second song, the clips will get gnarlier, but little up and down line. There's a lot of part clips though, but fuck it, it's a street part. Yeah, there's a lot of part clips, but fuck it, I think like, yeah, so now the second song is gonna start, and it's all filmed in Helsinki, and those clips are next level, like, for the time, and still for today, like, just the tech NBD tricks that he does are ridiculous. Like, Disaster 270 on, big spot, and then front swap, back 3 swap, like, I don't think it still hasn't been done in the streets. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, someone post in the comment a clip of someone else doing a front swap, back 3 swap in the streets. Yeah, unnatural slide back 2. 2 preds 2 on that rail is nuts. In the credits, he tries 2 preds 4. That would have been insane. Super fed. And then right 2, 270 out, and right 4, back 2. That makes absolutely no sense. Right 4, unnatural 450 on, back 270 out. The tech tricks in that part are unmatched. If you go for like classic tech tricks, like the technicality is unmatched in here. So for tech, I'll put like a 9, 9.6. Super tech, classic tech of course, but super tech. The songs are, I don't know, the Royce the 5'9" song is pretty sick, but there's better songs in iTrip as a whole. I don't know, maybe put like 8.2 for the songs. The spots are pretty classic. Just put an 8 for the spots. Creativity, like a 7. Nar factor, it's pretty nar for the time with like the 450 on. Like, fuck it, let's put a 9. And overall impression, I'm gonna score it higher. 9.2, so 85. Yeah, I think that's a fair score. So 85 for Tom Wallisch in iTrip. We got 3 more parts to go. Next up, we've got another part in iTrip. Ahmet Dadali. Yeah, that part, that song, I was listening to it. I was listening to that song on my phone the other day. That song is so good. I've been saying so good quite a bit. Yeah, that song is like... if I remember, he was listening to that song like all season and just used that song for the part. And it shows, it's just like his style and the way he skis and the song, they just blend together perfectly. There's a lot of pow in that part. It's more of a all-around part than a street part. But again, like, the street clips are up there. Like, I feel like, yeah, like Ahmet was saying that he was watching a lot of Tech 9 videos, Tech 9 snowboarding videos, and was trying to emulate like the steez to the switch disaster. Yeah, to the switch before anyone else did that trick. And he does like the BMX landing too, like he just stomps and then turns around 180. I think it's pretty dope. Swish. Yeah, that part is super good. I like his big Under Armour jacket and pants, the yellow jacket with the blue pants. Acting like a G. Yeah, it's his best part, no doubt. Ahmet Dadali is one of the greatest Ahmet Dadali is one of the greatest street skiers of all time. He might even be a bit underrated, but not really, because he did rail ski and like everyone knew how sick he was, and he has his own style. Yeah, that switch 180 was so sick. But the part is blended pretty well. There's like a few part trick, the part is spread out pretty well. Like there's a few street tricks, then a few pow tricks. The flow of the part is really good. I like his outfits, like the colors are pretty wild. The red pants. Is that a street spot? Probably in 2010, but no, that's not a street spot, but I think it's pretty sick. For the time, it's sick and it goes well in the part. Yeah, lots of power clips in that section, but they're all really good. He's really smooth. Nice 360 Japan. Yeah, that's the part where there's less street clips, but his street clips are next level for the time. Like, just a very different approach. I think that's my favorite clip of the part. Disaster, Nugget, 50-50, Creeper, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the street clips, like this clip is sick. And again, he'll do the BMX landing, just stomping and just 180ing. And I think he got that clip on Thanksgiving, if I remember. So he got his ender early in the season. Yeah, that clip is ridiculous. Like, yeah, Ahmet Dadali, like, he's gnarly, he can do kink rails really good, transfer, he can do it all, really, he really did it all in that part. I'd say overall impression, 8.8. Tech, the transfer was tech, tech, not that tech, I think, huh? 7.8. Pretty gnar. Yeah, fuck it. The S-Rail is gnar. The rock is gnar. Creativity, yeah. Yeah, my scores. I'll see at the end how it scores. Spots, yeah, the spots are really good. Maybe a bit less for gnar, like 8.4. And then the song. Is it the best song so far? Yeah, I think so. I think it's the best song so far. Ahmet Dadali scores, yeah, he scores really high. But Jannis Full Boast is still in first place. I think I scored it a bit too high, but who knows? Maybe not. Maybe it's the best part that there was in there. I think I scored Jannis Full Boast like 9.4 for creativity. Like, Ahmet is pretty creative in that part. Maybe like, no, but Jannis Full Boast was really creative. Fuck it, I'll leave the 9.4. Alright, I'll leave it like that. Alright, second to last part. Laporte in Tabernac Pack season recap from 2015. Laporte is one of my favorite street skiers. I would rank him in top 5 street skiers of all time. I'd say he is the #1 underrated street. He is the most underrated street skier of all time. He's buck. He's so good. His lip are super low onto rails. The spots are always big and legit. That rail had been done though by Mark Danaran 3 years before. That rail is not possible. That rail is crazy. I've seen it in real life. It's literally impossible, and I'm pretty sure Mark Danaran thought it was an impossible rail. Yeah, that rail is fucked. Dom Laporte, I'm a big fan personally. Maybe I'll be biased, but I think that part is nuts. If you don't know who Dom Laporte is, go watch his Super Unknown. He had a few. He went to the finals twice, and 1 year he trashed an hotel room. And I don't think that helped his ski career, but yeah, Dom Laporte is crazy good. Yeah, one of the GOATs. That trick had been done by Laurent-Olivier Martin before. Yeah, he just like doesn't stop, like one clip after the other. Unnatural rail slide to hop the gap, switch slip to switch. That was the same rail that Keegan Kilbride did earlier. Just really classic style with gnarly spot. No, not classic style, really wild style, but in a classic form, I'd say. Like classic spots, like well built, gnarly spots, big spots, and like when you think he does only switch, he does a 450 on. Like, but he doesn't do only switch in that part. Whatever. Yeah, I'd say gnar factor, like one of the gnarliest parts in there for sure. I'm gonna score this one high. I think the song goes really well with the part 2. It's like the last part in the montage, and they use the same song for the whole montage, but that song was really sick. I'm gonna score this high. Overall impression, 9.3. Tech, the switch lips. Does he do a switch lip too? Because Dom does a lot of switch lip twos, but I can't remember. There's a switch tail 2 in that part. There's the transfer. Yeah, that switch tail 2 is... Yeah, that rail was far. And then the transfer. I'd say Tech could score really high, like a 8.7. Gnar, yeah, Gnar 9.3. Creativity, like a 7.5. The spots, all classic spots, lots of big, I can't remember if there were new spots at the time, but lots of big spots. The spots are all good. I'll put like an 8 for spots. I think the song goes really well. Maybe like 8.6 for the song. 85. It scores over Tom Wallisch and I Trip. Let's keep it like that. The scores, I still have Jannis Boast in first place. I don't know the scores. I'm not thinking too much about them. It's hard to rank a street part. At the end of the day, it's whatever part is your favorite and makes you want to go ski. But Dom Laporte, one of the most underrated street skier of all time. And in my opinion, top 5 street skiers of all time. All right, last part for tonight. Cam Riley in Network. Cam Riley had no ski sponsor when he filmed that part. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be his last part. And then that's when he got picked up by K2 and his career started popping off. But that part is so good. The song No Quarter by Led Zeppelin, if I'm correct. The song is perfect with his skiing. I think low-key that's his best part. There's I don't remember who wrote that as an answer on my story, but I texted him. I was like, great answer, low-key his best part. I think so. That part is just so good. There's a lot of like it's an epic part. Cam Riley is the king of epic parts, and just a really pure part. You could see that he did it for himself. Like, he did that part for him, had no sponsors, skiing on old K2 silencers, or public enemies. No, pretty sure those are silencers. Yeah, like, just big rails. Great outfit right here. Green coat with a green tall tee. Yeah, Camera Lee, one of the goats. Like, it's not his best part, like, on paper. Like, there's better parts than that, but this one is just really pure, and there's a lot of rawness and passion in that part. And you can clearly see, like, you don't need to be the best skier to film the best part. Like, if you really want to film a good part, well, you play your cards right. That's what he said in the For Lack of Better documentary. He really knows how to play his cards right. Like, he jumps off big shit, slides big rails, and he makes good video parts. And if you see him in the park, he might not be the best skier, but in the streets, he's one of the greatest of all time. And that closeout rail that we're gonna see is so gnarly. It's quick, and people were not hitting closeout rails like that at that time. Like, he really popularized the closeout rail. That rail is fucked. Yeah, 270 on. I think that spot, Loki, that spot is sick. Like, just behind the building. Yeah, that song is so good with like. Yeah, that rail is big. Fronts off the switch. Cuts off pretty quick at the end. I think maybe he bounced off. Didn't land that proper, but whatever. Lots of slow-mo here. I think it goes really well with the song. Unnatural front four. I don't know if he's done another one in one of his other parts. That's a big rail in Calgary, I believe. Down flat closeout. Like, yeah, those rails are big. And then the ender right here puts a bit of snow on the sidewalk. And just goes front four, straight to flat. Yeah, that part is a definition of raw. Yeah, I'd say the song may be the best. Yeah, fuck it. I'll give it like a 9.5 for this song. I think the song is really, really good. Like, I don't know if I would necessarily listen to it that much on like my phone or my iPod Shuffle back in the day, but I think it fits really well with the part. The spots, the NAR factor for the time, like 9.7 for NAR factor. Creativity, well, pretty creative, like going for closeouts and stuff, but not that creative. So maybe like a 7 or 6. I don't know. The spots are big, the spots are good. Lots of good spots, like 8.9. Tech, yeah, tech. No, that part is not that tech. No, it's not. That part is not tech at all. That part is not tech at all. So maybe like a 6.8. And then overall impression, yeah, overall impression like 9.5. And it scores the same as Dom Laporte. Exactly the same. It seems like Camrelli and Dom Laporte score exactly the same. No parts scored in the 90s. Maybe I should have given higher scores. All right, so let's rank the parts. So total, we've had 15 parts. Let's just do maybe the top 5. So Cam Riley and Dom Laporte, they rank the same. 6th and 5th place at 85.67. I think that's a fair score. These parts are pretty like, there's the same type of parts, a bit like underrated guy, very raw, just guys doing it for themselves, and just really hardcore skiers. So yeah, so 6th and 5th place. 4th place, we got Ahmet Dadali, I Trip. There's a lot of pow in that part, but still that part is fucked. It's like a Tech 9 snowboarder, but on skis. So go watch a Lucas Magoon or a Chris Bradshaw part, and that's what Ahmet was emulating. So that part is super dope. And then Will Wesson, Partly Cloudy at 87. in third place. Clayton, Vila 87 and 67. And then Janila Full Boast in first place. I do have to say that I have watched Janila Full Boast twice earlier during the week or at the end of last week. I think that might have played in the part. I think I was hyped to watch it again. Is it the best part out of the bunch? I'd say Clayton and Will Wesson, Clayton Mutiny and Will Wesson Partly Cloudy are better parts because they're, I don't want to say they're better skiers, but they maybe ski in a more like professional way. As Janela Full Bows is just really raw and like his style is not as, he doesn't look as much of a professional skier as the other two guys, if that makes any sense. If that doesn't make sense, let me know in the comments. So I think the ranking was pretty fair. Let me know what you think about my ranking. Let me know in the comments if you like this video. It was my first time doing a video like this. I want to keep the channel more, I want to keep posting more on the channel. Doing videos like this is a bit easier than doing the spot history videos. So let me know if you liked it. Let me know what type of video you want me to do next. I can do other parts like that. I think I'm gonna do a real ski, only rank the real ski part at some point. And yeah, so I hope you liked it, and peace out.